Before I started in MMA, I used to work on the door. I used to be a bouncer, how they call it. They call it door supervisor these days. But where I work in North London. I work in Tottenham. Proper old school club. I'm here 6 years now, and Tottenham is a North London Enfield and all. There's a bit of a shithole, but I think we got a nice little club in the bad area, you know. And I used to work 7 nights a week before I started in MMA. Obviously now I come on the professional level. I'm a professional fighter, so I did give up my work because I'm sponsored and managed by Convict Fightwear. So I don't really need to work on the door no more. But I tried to give it up, but I couldn't, because that was hate before the fighting, and it is a part of me. That's what I do, you know. So after a little while, when I give up the doors, I felt like I have to come back on the doors, because I can't really go out. I can't go out with my missus for a drink, having a good time, because I'm training 6 times a week, 3 times a day. All what I do, I'm just training, so I can't go out and have a drink and all that. And if I go out over the weekend, I'm pretty boring. I'm just standing there and don't drink, having a bit of Diet Coke and watch people around. And I do that at work. I'm standing there, having a bit of Diet Coke, and I'm actually having a good time. I love working on the doors, you know, and I sort of enjoy it. Get me out of the house and get me out of the stress from the training and from the fights coming up. And believe me or not, when I used to fight in England before I started fighting UFC, I was working the night before of my fight, and straight after the fight I went back straight to work, where I was celebrating and working and getting paid for it, because I tried once before my fight, like Friday night, take a night off and just relax before the fight, but I couldn't do it because I'm lying in the bed, can't sleep anyway, just thinking of the opponent, thinking of the fight. But if I go to my club, I like this place. I know all the people around here, know everyone. You know, it just take the mind away from the fight. And yeah, this job is not physical, not meant to be physical. But I would have said that's where my MMA started, really, because I used to wrestling back in the Czech Republic. When I come over to England, I used to do just bodybuilding, and I was competing in bodybuilding, and because I was working on the hard doors in the silly clubs, I was fighting all on the streets. I had loads of scraps, especially in this club or everywhere I work. I've been working literally everywhere: Essex, you know, St Albans, Watford, London, all over the place, North London. I never got beaten up, but I also didn't want to get nicked and lose my badge and working on the door. So I thought I started missing fighting, you know, and the fighting on the streets, that's not where I was wanting to head it to in my life, you know. So I thought, should I come back to wrestling? But wrestling is not all that these days. It's not as popular how it used to be, especially when I was back home. So I come back to MMA, done a bit of MMA training, and I come into the MMA as a street fighter, really, because my first MMA fight, I done my MMA fight with no MMA training. I mean, I've been picked up by CFC, by my old managers, Alan Motlock and Terry Sabini. I have to thank them. They bring me where I am. They took me off the door, put me in the cage, and I done no training in my first fight. And I fought quite a tough fighter, double barrel. He was a decent fighter for my first fight, considering I had no training, and I done really well. So ever since then, I start thinking about more seriously, start training, get into MMA training, and now it's about 2.5 years what I'm training MMA, and obviously turn up from the pub or club fighter to the professional MMA fighter, and I prefer it. I prefer it. Kimbo Slice, I mean, he's a big name in the United States. He's famous for his street fights and all that, but he's not exactly the biggest name in the MMA, is it? He's not one of the best MMA fighters out there, you know. So, I mean, I fought my last fight, John Madsen. He's undefeated. He's, I believe, now 9-0, and even though he's not the biggest star in the UFC, I would have said he's better than Kimbo Slice. And Kimbo Slice, he had a couple of losses, and Seth Petrucci knocked him out. He ain't gonna knock me out, you know. So I'm not gonna run into it like a Kimbo did. He's so great because he knocked Kimbo Slice. It is MMA. Anything can happen in the cage. He beat Kimbo Slice. Well done. Now he's facing me, and he ain't gonna do it again, you know. So that's it. What happened on the fight day? Just want to get it done. As soon as I woke up, I want to have a little breakfast. I don't eat much because all the nerves before the fight and all that. But I try to sleep long as I can. Just wake up late as possible as I wake up and heading straight to the fight. Get it done as soon as possible. That's it. Job done. Well, my last fight, you're right. John Madsen didn't give me a chance to show because he was lying on me. I mean, he done his tactics well. He didn't want to fight and he kept me down. He won the fight, you know. But if you ask him if there's a fighter who could have a good fight with me, the answer is there's a Seth Petruzzelli. I think he's the best opponent what I could get because he is really exciting fighter. You know, he's not staying back. He's not gonna keep me down and lie on me. He's coming from the karate background. He got a little bit of a fancy style fighter. All the I think unnecessary spinning, flying kicks, whatever he does. But he's an exciting fighter, and he's always coming for the knockout, for the exciting fight. That's what I'm coming for as well. Exciting fight, you know. So he's gonna be up and down. I go straight for him. He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back at me and see how it goes. Whose game plan is gonna work better? I mean, I'm a wrestler. He's a striker. He will try to knock me out. I will try to do the same. Take him down, ground and pound him. Whatever comes. I mean, he got decent jiu-jitsu as well. So when we get on the floor, it is gonna be decent scrap. It's gonna be very, very good and exciting fight. Yeah, I've been given this question all the time. James McSweeney. Why don't I fight James McSweeney? I mean, I know James McSweeney quite a long time now. I mean, he was out in one of his interviews. I done a bit of training with him back in the day. I mean, why would I want to fight James McSweeney? Why is he in the UFC? I don't know. I don't care. He's a decent fighter. I mean, officially, what I read, he got the worst UFC record in the history. I mean, he got. If you go on the Shadow MMA universe, he got, I believe, like 4 wins and 8 losses, or 3 wins and 7 losses, or something like that. You know, so what I would gain from it to fight him, you know, it's having a good stand-up don't make you a great MMA fighter. And like you said, he's not doing great in the UFC. I mean, I had one fight in the UFC and I lost as well, so I have to worry about me. I have to prove I'm doing great in the UFC. In the States, he's living out there, training with the world-class fighters, you know. So where is he heading to is up to him. But if you ask me, do I want to fight him? No. I mean, I wouldn't gain anything out of it, you know. So Seth Petruzzelli is much better fight for me, and after Seth Petruzzelli, anyone.